Hello everyone, I'm in the West Village neighborhood of Manhattan, and if this apartment building looks familiar to you, that probably means that you've watched the sitcom Seinfeld before, because this is the apartment that was portrayed in that show. And this is 90 Bedford Street, and on the ground floor they have a restaurant called the Little Owl Restaurant. And just looking at their menu, a 8-ounce cheeseburger with fries is $22, and it has pretty good customer reviews. This is showing up as a 4.5 star restaurant on Google. And today I'm just going to walk up to the New York University, and that's about maybe a mile or so from this location. And this area is mostly residential, also a few small restaurants and businesses. And just to give you an idea of what an apartment around here costs, a 2-bedroom apartment starts around $5,100. So it's a little bit expensive, and if you're just one person, a studio is about in the $2,000 price range. So kind of an expensive area. And as far as I know, there's not too many public housing units available around here. The closest public housing, as far as I know, is on the Lower East Side, and that's actually not really too far from here, maybe about 2 miles. But no public housing in the West Village. And off to the left, the first business here is the Lucille Lortel Theater, and this theater was built in 1926, and it's a 590 seat theater, and it appears to be closed due to the coronavirus. And across the street is another restaurant. They also have the outdoor seating, and this one has the I guess you could call them cubicles set up outdoors for people to dine. And this restaurant is called the North Fork Restaurant, and it too is listed as a 4-star restaurant with overall good reviews. And just looking at their menu, a salmon hamburger is $22, and a dry aged steak dinner is $44, and the sides are extra. And just gonna continue walking up Bleecker Street here. More apartments to the right, and on the left here's a barber shop with for $18 haircuts. And looks like this is a vacant store. Quite a few of these are showing up, and I'm not sure if that's because of the coronavirus or if things start to slow down before then. And this store here to the left is interesting. It's called Lemore, and it looks to be a adult sex toy shop. So if you are in need of a dildo and all kinds of stuff like that, this is the place to go to. And here's another vacant store next to it. And then this store here, I'm not really sure what this is myself. I guess I could go in, but it's called the Leatherman, and it looks to be men's leatherwear, and hopefully that's like motorcycle jackets. But the that like mannequin in the window there, that guy's just wearing shorts, so I'm not sure if that's like, it doesn't look to be like the Harley Davidson type leather jacket store. Anyhow, continuing on Bleecker Street.
Yes, I've been craving it for a year. Thank you.
And off to the left on Blecker looks like more vacant buildings, and quite a few of these storefronts are not really keeping up with graffiti removal. I'm not sure if that's because as soon as they take it down it just gets put right back up. And off to the right, here's a closed shoe repair store, and this is a women's fashion business. It's called Mo and Vint, and it appears to be just women's fashion. And next door is called Marine Layer, and that also appears to be women's fashion. I'm now at Grove Street. And crossing on the Grove, there's a restaurant over here. Looks to be pretty popular here. See if I get closer, get a better view. This is called Via Corrada, and it's a Italian restaurant. It's showing up as a 4-star restaurant. Overall, pretty good reviews. And one of their specialty pasta dishes, and looks like they have quite a few varieties of pasta to choose from, is in the $20 to $30 price range. And continuing back to Bleecker Street, I'm probably still about maybe half mile from New York University, and just more shops and various businesses. Here's a Reese of London clothing store, high-end European, and here's a Suprema Italian restaurant. And let me check out the menu here for the Suprema Italian. It's also showing up as a 4-star restaurant. However, it doesn't seem to be as popular as the last Italian restaurant. A pasta dish here is a little cheaper at $20 to $25, and overall the restaurant has pretty good reviews. And I'm still on Bleecker Street, now approaching 7th Avenue, and this is a bit bigger of a street, and various businesses and restaurants. Here's a deli. It's called the West Village Finest Deli, and it's also showing up as a 4-star business. Overall, pretty good customer reviews. And just looking at their menu, a tuna sandwich here is $7.95, and looks to be a pretty good place to eat, even though it's just about empty. Sometimes the better restaurants maybe are empty. And this other business here off to the left here is called Clairvoyant, and it's a psychic. And just out of curiosity, I wanted to look up their customer reviews, and I'm not really sure how much weight to put on these online reviews. This is also showing up as a 4-star business, and it looks like they might be doing a reading in there. There's I don't know if that's the psychic, but anyhow, this business would probably be a 5-star business if not for one customer claims the psychic took $400 from her. So again, not really sure how much the online customer reviews, how much weight you should really put into those. And just trying to cross 7th Avenue here. It's pretty busy. And looking towards the south, one way you always know where you are in New York City is to see where the World Trade Center is, and that's that big tower right there in the center. So we're only about maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles from the World Trade Center. And still on Bleecker Street, there's a Bleecker Street Pizzeria right across there. and that's listed as a 4.5-star pizza restaurant, and they sell $3 slices of pizza, and whole pizzas are $22. And continuing on Bleecker Street, here's a Indian cuisine restaurant, and for some reason these Indian restaurants, they don't seem to be doing as well. This one's just completely empty, and it seems that most of them just aren't very busy. And now on Blecker, crossing Jones Street, and behind me is the restaurant bar called the Blind Tiger, and they are a bar and restaurant, and they have everything from $10 grilled cheese sandwiches to $12 chicken tacos. And across from the Blind Tiger bar, there's another pizzeria. That's called John's Pizzeria, and that looks to be pretty busy as well. They also have the outdoor dining, and kind of too lazy to cross the street to check out another pizzeria. It seems like they pretty much have one. The closer you get to the New York University, there's pretty much a pizzeria just about on every block. And here's some more vacant stores off to the left. And let me see if I could cross the street. Doesn't look like these guys will be going anywhere. I'm not really sure why people even bother to drive around New York City. There's just so much traffic. And the next business is a Italian sausage and specialty shop, and not really into sausages that much, but it is closed anyway. And next door they have a cheese shop, and this one's actually pretty interesting. They literally have hundreds of variety of cheeses. Here's some hams and salamis, and just an overwhelming smell of cheese in here. And in a strange way, it has a little bit similar smell to like old socks. But if you're into cheeses though, and you like the smell of cheese, this is the place to go. And let's see what else they have here. Like more cheeses, dairy products, eggs, milk, and some salamis. And back on Bleecker Street, still trying to find my way to New York University. And I'm now on Cornella Streets, and this is Tacomby Mexican restaurant, and they look to be a pretty popular spot as well. They have the outdoor dining option, and they're listed as a 4-star restaurant, and you can get everything from fish and shrimp tacos to egg tacos, and the price is about $7 per taco. And continuing on Cornella Street, here's to the left, here's another Indian restaurant. This one seems to be doing a little bit better. It's called Bombay Bistro, and let me see how this is online. It's rated as a 4-star restaurant, and dinner entrees are priced in the $20 to $30 price range. And continuing up Cornella Street, here's some more vacant buildings, and it looks like more graffiti on the buildings. And this looks to be getting into more of a residential area, or at least the top floors look to be residential. They have the window air conditioners sticking out of the windows, and you just hope those air conditioners never fall off those platforms they have. And there's a spotted dog. Looks like he's painted pink. Pretty cool looking dog. Hopefully that's food coloring they're using to paint him. And I'm just about to 4th Street, and there's going to be quite a few more businesses here coming up. This is 4th and Avenue of the Americas. And looking to the south, way back there, there's the World Trade Center. And see, behind me is a Papaya Dog Restaurant. Let's see what the Papaya Dog is selling. $3.50 hamburgers, $2.50 hot dogs. Looks like a pretty good place to stop and grab a bite. Let's see what's next door to Papaya Dog. Here's a fantasy sex shop, lingerie store. And it looks like the fantasy shop is doing good business. Just within the last maybe half mile, you pretty much almost have every kind of restaurant. Well, maybe not every kind, but quite a few Italian restaurants and some Indian restaurants, and so you got a lot to choose from in this area as far as like restaurants and fast food goes. And I'm now crossing the Avenue of the Americas, and there's the World Trade Center about a mile and a half there in the back. And I'm seeing more college kids, so I can tell we're getting closer to the New York University. And the next restaurant here is Washington Square Restaurant. Let's see how much a hamburger is here. One burger is $9. A little bit more expensive than the Papaya corn dog shop. And to the right is a vegan cuisine restaurant. Does not look to be very busy today. And here's a second vegetarian restaurant, or this might be part of the other one actually. Well, either way, they're both pretty empty, so I guess vegetarian food's not that popular. And looks like we're entering more of a residential area. You can just tell by the window air conditioners hanging out. Those are apartment buildings. And off to the right as well. And directly ahead off to the left is Washington Square Park. And this is where the New York University is. They have their campus here off to the right. That's a New York University building. And see if I get a better view of the park area. I guess I could just walk in, not in that big of a hurry. Kind of curious to see if this is more for college kids or just a mix of people. Looks like there you got some chess tables set up here off to the right. It's a good idea. And they just have a lot of park benches set up. Looks like there's people dining out. And off to the right, looks like they have a kid playground area. So surprisingly, it's not just college kids here. Actually, this seems to be more people that are older than college aged. And I'm now in the center of the Washington Square Park area, and it's basically just more of the same. And I'm just going to check out some more of the New York University area. There's the Washington Square Park, and this is Mcdougall Street, and it looks like they have the some of the residence halls here for the college kids off to the right. It's called Wilf Hall.
Flip the camera.
And it looks to be more of a business district on the next block. And across the street there's another pizzeria, garden cafe, and another pizza shop across that street. To the right, that's Ben's Pizzeria.
How did he? It was a how did he?
And I'm now crossing 3rd Street. Still on Mcdougall. And this just kind of feels more college-ish type restaurants and bars. Across the street is a Olive Tree Cafe and Bar. And this is a Surreal Creamery, looks like a ice cream store. And to the left, the Ethiopian Cuisine Restaurant. Doesn't look to be too busy today. And the street gets pretty narrow here. And another pizzeria across the street. Another bar, that one's called Off the Wagon Bar and Restaurant. And to the right is a Insomnia cookie business. Tattoo parlor, Vietnamese sandwiches, creperie. It's probably Italian pastries. And here's another example why you don't want to drive around New York City. This is just bumper to bumper traffic here. People are almost double parked. There's really no parking around here either. This is technically a bike lane in the left, so they're not even really supposed to be parked there. They probably will get a ticket. And the next street is Bleecker Street. And here's another vacant, boarded up business. When you see stuff like that, it's really a bad sign. I mean, this is a pretty expensive neighborhood, and that just kind of goes to show you how important tourism is, even in the richest parts of New York City. And more restaurants across the street, Abigail's Kitchen, followed by a Cafe Dante. And it looks to be another Italian restaurant, or at least a business with a Italian flag in front. And it looks like the business district is kind of ending here, and I think we're almost probably into Soho, and that will conclude my tour of the West Village of Manhattan. Thank you.